It's hitting right here. Right there is where it's hitting. Alright, we are back, and as you can tell, the hood still isn't sitting right, but today we're going to try and resolve that. We've got the quick fuel brawler and this cool looking, but obviously way too tall air cleaner. With that removed, you can see we're right about at the high point, because that hood obviously does have a fairly high center to it. The reason behind this whole thing, well, it's that big high intake. I had an idea the other night. I'm going to see if it will work. Obviously, there's a couple options. You can get a completely new hood. That's going to cost some bank. Find them on Marketplace, but they're going quick or they're not tall enough. Get a new intake, $500 or so. But what does that do for this motor that was built the way it was built for the horsepower it's going to put out and all that? I don't want to kind of mess with that. Plus, I mean, it's pretty bad. So I'm hoping I can get away with a air cleaner with a bit of a drop. We might solve it, we might not, but we're going to give it a shot. All right, so let's head out here. Take a look. This one's got a bit of a drop on it. But again, given the size of the brawler, I'm not quite sure. Well, I don't know. That's a quick fuel. It's got a little extra something to it. So let's go see what happens. Obviously, we're not going to keep this one on this car, but oh yeah. Well, that was, yeah, it's actually not bad. It does drop down a little bit. All right, let's throw the hood on and see what happens. Well, all right. Granted, that's not ideal, but it sure is better than the 3 inches or so that we were dealing with. Let's see how tight it is up under here. Yeah, I mean, it's right on there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's right on there. So if I got a bit more of a drop on the air cleaner, or one not as tall, perhaps I can find something wider to fill that space. That could fix this. So while we don't have an immediate resolve, we definitely do have better options. We're going to put this one out here for now. Just to keep critters out. We'll put this wing nut right here next to that fuse. The other one I was wondering about is, I don't know what is on this one. That looks very similar in drop. Let's pull this one off. That looks like it might have a little bit more of a drop. Let's go see what this one looks like. Now, size-wise, they look like they're about exactly the same. Let's throw the hood on and see what this looks like. This one looks to be about the same situation. It's hitting right here. Right there is where it's hitting. So I don't know if those little triangle ones, I'll see if I can pop it up on the screen, they're smaller, if they've got a drop on them or not, but that could be the solution, because I think if it didn't hit right here, we'd probably be good. I mean, we're at 3.5 inches or so with the old air cleaner on there. This one looks better. Not great, but better. So I think I know what my mission is going to be, and that is to focus on getting the right air cleaner to fit this. I didn't want to go buy one and then have to deal with returning it because it wouldn't work because of the carburetor and all yada yada. You know the deal. But I do feel pretty confident that just swapping out the air cleaner, smaller one with a drop would be ideal. So that's what I'm gonna start digging around on that. All right, so today we've got the crash bar in pieces. I've got more pieces of a crash bar over here. Obviously, it's not really hooked up there. This cross piece is there. And I still got to figure this out. And this thing is pretty freaking wedged on there at this point. And it should not be. So we're going to have to try and undo that and slide the front clip forward, which I don't know how that's going to go. But we're going to find out together. Obviously, a big block. We'll take a look at that in a minute. It does have, well, it looks like your standard old 4-speed. It's got a Tremec TKX 5-speed. This looks a little different than your standard 69. In fact, the rear end, well, the half shafts have been shortened because it's got these big old fat Mickey Thompsons on it. Side pipes straight from the headers. Coilovers in the rear. Does not have the inverted leaf spring. And, you know, this body was just put on the birdcage. Rock solid. Couldn't be happier with the birdcage condition. Once we get more into the interior, you'll be able to see that. And obviously, once I get this off, again, you'll be able to see that. But doing a full build on this one to get it back together. All right, let me get this hood off. And let me start messing around with this front clip, see if I can get it loose so I can slide it forward and see what the holdup is, because there's something holding it up right here. And I'm not quite sure what that is, but we sure have to find that out. And we're going to do that on this video. If you want to see what we did to get this front clip on, previous video has all that. I want to get the clip on, get it secured. I bought the panel adhesive, and I went with a stronger one. I went with the 3M 0733 because I know this thing, it's putting out some power, and you know, it's pretty raw and real. So I wanted to make sure that this front clip didn't vibrate loose. I mean, the 79 with that 383 in it, that alone rumbled the front clip loose after a period of time, and had to reattach that on. And I used the other bottle I bought for that. So I'm pretty confident that the 0733 3M structural adhesive is going to be more than adequate to hold this front clip on and in place. So let me get this stuff undone, and we'll start working on this front clip. I gotta pull this core support out. It's something. Ugh. All right. Ultimately, I want to be able to slide it forward. So once I get it lined up, I'm going to throw some self-tappers in there to keep it. Get all the front buttoned up, and then as I slide it back, adhesive one side, adhesive the other side, and lock it in. But I need to first get it forward because something on either side is either there that shouldn't be, or we didn't come in at the right angle to get behind it. I'm not quite sure. But regardless, this front clip has got to come off. Alright, so we're still having the same issue. I don't like how that happened, but we can fix that. Where it's still not getting up behind, basically the inside of this. There's close to an identical one right in there. We're probably going to see the same thing over here. Yep. Literally the same exact spot right in there. I'm starting to wonder if we've got extra stuff over here that we don't need. Starting to wonder if that even belongs in there, or if that was once that. So I'm gonna have to look and see what this should look like behind here. We might just have to cut that piece off on both sides in order for it to fit. Because they look the same. It just looks like this one has been painted and the other one is just old fiberglass, which, look, this is a 69, so it's got some years on it. There's a pretty good chance that this piece right here is the same piece as is right there. So I think this is going to be a bit of a challenge to find a front clip that's removed off of 69, but I'm going to jump on the old internet and we're going to come back to it. Everything looks like it would just line up perfectly. Up in here, up in there. But it's not. It's not snapping in like I feel like it should into there. I know we've looked at this 100 times. And I don't know why I can't shake it that there's extra material in there that shouldn't be there. This shouldn't be this difficult. All right, let me preface this by saying I don't know if it's going to work. I need to get the front clip up. And we're going to look at these. I truly believe, even after looking at it, those don't belong there. But I need to get the front clip up in the air enough to make sure that that is the correct assumption. So we're going to see if we can do it. This is when a two-man operation can come in handy. All right, so here's where I'm at. What do they say? We listen and we don't judge. All right, so looking at this, right? But you just kind of take a look at this piece right here. Now looking down in here, that is identical. It's like this piece. Let me zoom out. Gotta get some hairy arms. Looks like this piece and this piece are doubling up, which explains why this front clip won't slide forward and backward easily for adjustment, why the base down here keeps flaring out. It tells me there's clearly too much stuff. Now I gotta figure out how to get that body filler or the body adhesive off. That's been there for a long time. So here's a better look. Get a little more light over here. It's identical. You can see where it's even stuck on there. All the extra adhesive is right there. So we're gonna have to get this clip back on the stand. 1 step forward, 3 steps back. But at least I know, well, I suspect that's going to fix my fitment issues. Knowing this is fiberglass and I can always re-fiberglass it, I cut this out. See, it would have gone like that. It's kind of moving better, but I need an extra hand to truly get this thing off, get it back on the rack, and do this right. Up here to start wanting to line up down there. I do have some sanding and some grinding that needs to be done to this clip, so we're gonna have to pull it, put it back in the stand, and kind of go back a couple steps. I feel pretty confident that the excess down there, from the pictures I couldn't find any with that on there, that louver. So, and the fact that it matches up exactly makes me wonder if when they pulled the old clip off, they just pried it. Heck, it could have fallen apart, you know. This is not the original clip for the car, in case you're wondering. But we're going to call it for now. I got to get someone to help me lift this clip back onto the rack, and I'm going to have to start looking at the excess that's down there, cutting it out, grinding away some of the adhesive, and get ready to put this clip back on, and we'll do that on the next episode. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like it, drop some comments, and thank you for watching.